by the author of Seat 1C, Mr. Zafar Masood, President and CEO of Bank of Punjab, who not only survived that unimaginable moment, but turned it into a message of hope, reflection, and resilience. May I request Zafar Saab to come on the stage and join us. The book C1C is not just about surviving a crash. It's about navigating the aftermath with responsibility and renewed purpose. We are deeply grateful to our gracious host, Senator Sarmad Ali, Managing Director and President of Jung Media Group and Geo News, and President of All Pakistan Newspapers Society. Senator Saab, we thank you for your presence and support. May I now request you for your opening remarks.
On behalf of the Jung Geo Group, I welcome you all to this special edition of Breakfast with Jung. We've been holding Breakfast with Jung for almost 7-8 years now. It's a platform where we try to bring in people who've made a difference to society and have an interactive session with them. We have had the privilege of inviting prime ministers, chief ministers, writers, artists, authors to our various breakfasts. And this time we thought that it's for us to invite Zafar Masood Saab, who survived the crash in May 2022. जैसे लोग कहते हैं कि मौजे नहीं होते, आजकल के दौर में मौजे कहा जाता है नहीं होते, but I think miracles do happen, and one of the miracles that happened was the survival of Zafar Masood Saab on that day in Karachi. और उसके बाद ज़फ़र साहब ने जिस तरीके से is giving back to the society, I think that is something that we need to talk about, and that is something that we need to understand from him and see how he has started giving back to the society. Again, जैसे मैंने कहा मुझे बहुत कम होते हैं, नहीं होते, लेकिन परसों जो एयर इंडिया की प्रवास थी वो भी आई थिंक वहाँ पे भी मिरेकल हुआ कि एक आदमी सोल सर्वाइवर हु जंप्ड आउट ऑफ द एयरक्राफ्ट और बच गया. तो बाज़-औक़ात आजकल के दौर में इतने ख़तरनाक हादसा के बावजूद मुर्जात हो जाते हैं. तो एक जो आजकल के दौर का मुर्जा है वो हमारे साथ मौजूद है. एंड I'd like to request Zafar Saab to talk to you about his book 1C. That was the seat number that he was traveling on. You saw that boarding pass in the video. I was actually surprised that the boarding pass actually survived. I would have thought कि boarding pass बिल्कुल उड़ गया होता, but again वो boarding pass था और वो आपने देखा कि was on seat 1C. So that's the title of his book. So let's hear from him, and then आप लोग questions होंगे, आपको आप questions कीजिए, और that's what the format is all about. And just before I finish, I hope you enjoyed the breakfast. और although I understand कि ऊपर ज़रा थोड़ी सी गर्मी थी, but the breakfast probably made up for that गर्मी that we had upstairs. Thank you very much for being here, and look forward to a great session with Zafar Saab. Thank you.
An aviation disaster is so heartbreaking because of its scale and suddenness. Anyone surviving that is nothing short of a miracle. Zafar Saab, Pakistan has witnessed a number of devastating aviation disasters, but none shook the national conscience quite like PK 8303. You have given a detailed account of before, during, and after the crash, but your book also raises some very important questions related to leadership, resilience, responsibility, and healing. If you allow me, I will be asking the most difficult question
Sure.
right up ahead. Can you take us back to the day of the crash? What stands out most vividly in your memory?
Well, thank you, Alia. Thank you. Before I delve into responding to your question, a few acknowledgements and a few remarks at the outset. Um, First of all, I would like to thank you, Alia, and Margla Tribune for organizing this. I would also like to thank Sarmat Saab and Jang Group for organizing it. Interestingly enough, the launch that happened in Karachi was also by the Jang Group was involved in that with British Asian Trust, and that was about the mental health. I have some kind of special relationship with the people sitting on my right and my left. Alia is a near-death experience ki survivor hai, cancer survivor hai, so that's a commonality between us. And her brother is a very close friend, a colleague, and somebody I have huge respect for. So वो हमारी एक कदर मुश्तरक है. Sarmat Saab is more like a family in his personal capacity. But Sarmat Saab se zyada jo Jang Group hai, I have a special relationship with Jang in the sense that for 30 years, the two brothers, Reis Amrobi, my Nana's elder brother, and my Nana, Sayyid Muhammad Taqi, they were the editors of Jang from Bombay to Karachi. And then, obviously, Reis Saab ka Katha for 42 years have been appearing in Jang. So that's a special relationship with Jang. And then the most important relationship was my uncle who just passed away, late Haider Taqi Saab, who was part of the editorial team of Jang. So for me, it's a very, very special event. मगर सबसे ज़्यादा जो है वो आप सबका शुक्रिया for taking time out on Saturday morning and coming down here. So really appreciate that. So before we kind of go ahead with Alia's difficult questions, I just want to start out by registering my regrets for the Ahmedabad accident. It was surely a heart-wrenching, a very, very sad event. The loss of life is always something which is the biggest, is the worst thing that could happen to humanity. Would you like to hold a silence for a few seconds?
Yes, that would be appreciated.
Okay. Have a silence for, let's say, a few seconds for the departed soul in AI 171. And also now that we are doing it for PK 8303 as well. So ladies and gentlemen, whatever has happened unfortunately can't be undone. But one thing is for sure, and we need to work towards that we owe the truth to the departed soul and the victims' families. And that helps in preventing such accidents to happen in future too. At least mitigates that risk. This book is per se is an attempt in that direction. It's a very humble attempt in that direction in terms of keeping these ecosystem failure awareness alive, and that's what the objective is. It's also my contribution, a permanent contribution in this transitory world. But then it leaves a lot of burden on the survivors, people like ourselves, because we have to keep on reinforcing the fact. First, we have to realize the ephemeral nature of life, and then keep on reinforcing the fact how fragile our lives are, and what actions we need to take. This book has been written in in the same context. Just as a reminder, and the learnings from the air crash. I've tried to keep this book as matter of fact as possible because I didn't want to create any sensation in there, which would be the easiest thing to do for me. And people were more interested in that part of the story as well. But frankly speaking, I try to keep it very matter of factish, and more so, the learnings from there on and how that would help each one of us, including yourselves, in being a good people in the society. I will talk about a little and read off the Survivor's Guide later on as well. I know Alia has already. I think that is very important, but I'm going to park this point now for the time being, and we'll talk about it later. The learning from this book at the end of the day is that when you are leaving this world, you have to have peace with your life that you lived. And that's what the bottom line is, frankly. Now, coming to, Alia's direct question on what it was a normal day, Alia. It was really, there was nothing unusual that day. I'm a late riser. I don't like to wake up early. Although I was just talking to Dr. Riyaz, सामने बैठे मेरे भाइयों की तरह, that my sleeping pattern has changed recently. I now started waking up early, but that wasn't the case most of my life, at least at that time. So I actually got the flight changed. I was booked on an 11 o'clock flight, and I got it changed to 1 o'clock because I didn't want to wake up early. And that's how the life has its own ways. You don't know how it works out. And I kept myself booked on that one. But मैंने सोचा था कि because it's a holiday, so I'm going to sleep late. But somehow I woke up early that day. And I got to the airport 1.5 hours earlier also. I'm, by the way, the most poorest of all the travelers. आज तक कभी flight time पे नहीं पहुंचता. और तो अब तो और खराब हो गया after the crash. क्योंकि वो एक आपको एक sense of entitlement होता है by default, which is not a good thing, हाँ. तो people will, kind of accommodate, and they do. But that day I arrived early. That day the boarding was completed early as well. And there was some kind of, urgency in the air really at that time. But other than that, it was really a very normal day. Nothing in particular. I was very excited to go back to my house for the Eid. It was just 2 days ahead of Eid. And ये मेरी family बैठी हुई है, संदीला साहब के पास अभी मेरी वो nieces आ रही हैं यहाँ पर इस्लामाबाद रहने के लिए. I'm very close to my nieces, so I was very excited to meet up with them, both of them. उस वक्त 2 थी. But I had no idea what the fate has stored for me, and this is really a message for all of us. We really don't know what is written in our fate next.
Absolutely. So, how did you survive this crash when others did not?
So, Alia, really, I don't have an answer to that. I really don't know. It's I have no plausible reason for it. Either it's some people, and there is a conviction, by the way. And by the way, abhi to there is a thesis which is being written. In fact, all the international press has kind of quoted the location of the seat as the reason for a survivor. And that's kind of anecdotally also proven from the 3 survival cases that we have, myself, Zubair, the other survivor with me, and now the Vishwas Kumar's survival. It seems like that C's location does have to do something with the survival piece. But nevertheless, my only firm belief is it's really a miracle. It's God's will. It's God's choice at the end of the day.
You reflected on near-death experiences in your book. And usually we talk about near-death experience when somebody is clinically pronounced dead and then they come back to life. But for people like who have survived something as traumatic as yourself in a crash, what are those 30 seconds like just before the impact?
Yeah. So the real, you know, the जिसको वो उर्दू में कहते हैं ना, डॉक्टर अशफाक सामने बैठे हुए हैं, उनको उर्दू का बड़ा इनकी कमांड है उस पर. उर्दू में कहते हैं जो विस्की गांठ और core of these 10 learnings. These 10 learnings are generated from those 30 seconds really. Now let me just share some of my recent ideas, which, by the way, my Urdu version of the book is 200 pages have been done, is almost finalized. I'm very fortunate that, you know, Dr. Amjad Saqib, the legendary Dr. Amjad Saqib has volunteered to write that book, to translate it into Urdu. And I'm adding a chapter in it, which is not part of this English version yet. And that's about those 30 seconds actually. So the 10 learnings which you are seeing are actually a culmination of those 30 seconds. So my take is that, look, we have our own ideas and faith and myth and everything about life after death. And there is a general conviction about it. But what about the life before death? What about the 30 seconds life before death? Now, there are very few people in this world who have actually experienced it and come back to tell the tale. And I believe that this book I owe to everybody because I have kind of experienced that 30 seconds. Now, those 30 seconds, what I experienced I can share with you, and then there are many. मैंने इस किताब में बहुत हिस्ट्री भी कोट की है हर जगह पे, आप देखेंगे. फॉर एग्जांपल वो स्विस जियोलॉजिस्ट है हाईएम, उसका पूरा केस इसमें मेंशन किया हुआ है. और नियर डेथ एक्सपीरियंसेस, पीपल जनरली हैव वेरी सिमिलर काइंड ऑफ स्टोरीज टू टेल. So my whole life came in front of me, from my childhood to my my coming back to Lahore, as my childhood in Lahore. Abhi Amir Sahab zikr kar rahe the, inko andaza hai. And coming back to Lahore now. It was like I was standing in a witness box in a court, my own court, and answerable to myself how my life went throughout. And am I happy with my life or not? Now, if I were to expand on this, then the fact of the matter is that those 30 seconds, everybody will face in their lives before death. And you will be standing in your own court, in your own witness box, and answering on how you led your life. So in order to look, and this is what the belief of God in all the religions, by the way, and all the communities, societies, that God is the one who is, जिसको हम उर्दू में कहते हैं ना, गफूरुर रहीम है. वो तो सबको माफ कर देगा, छोटी मोटी चीज को तो वैसे ही वो ज्यादा परेशानी नहीं करेगा. अब वो एसी नहीं चल रहा था तो वो माफ कर देगा, मगर हम माफ नहीं करते. आप ये चीज नोट करें, हम जो है वो बिकॉज हम बेसिकली वी आर स्मॉल पीपल, और हम ये छोटी चीजों में ही जिंदगी भर फंसे रहे हैं, बजाय इसके कि हम बड़ी चीजों पे बरी करें. वी आर एक्चुअली वरीड अबाउट द स्मॉलर थिंग्स एंड ट्रिवियल थिंग्स इन लाइफ. At that time, when you are standing in your own witness box, in your own court, please try and raise yourself to a level where you will be able to, give some kind of leeway to yourself too. And this is what the bottom line of this book is. आपने अपने आप को इतना बड़ा इंसान बनाना है कि आप अपने आप को माफ कर सके. अल्लाह ताला तो माफ कर ही देगा, वो तो गफूर रहीम, वो तो फिक्र नहीं करेगा इस चीज़ों की, मगर आप तो अपने आप को पहले माफ करें ना. हम छोटी छोटी चीज़ों में, रिचुअल्स में, ट्रिवियल इश्यूज में, पोजीशन में, पैसे में, सब चीज़ों में फंसे हुए हैं. बट वी आर नॉट वरीड अबाउट व्हाट वुड बी आवर इम्पैक्ट विद ऑन अदर पीपल, what is our reaction, what is our relationship with other people. I think this is more important an element. جو آپ پہلے بات کر رہی تھی یہ اس سے کافی حد تک جڑی ہوئی بات بھی ہے کہ وہ بڑا امپورٹنٹ ایلیمنٹ ہے کہ آپ کا جو تعلق ہے لوگوں کے ساتھ. اینڈ یو نو آئی سو دیٹ ان ڈاکیومنٹری آلسو بالکل کلیئرلی مینشن اس میں بھی کیا ہوا ہے کہ وہ لائف چینجنگ مومنٹ تھا فار می. اٹ واز ریئلی اے لائف آلٹرنگ مومنٹ وین آئی سو پیپل ہیونگ a special sort of love and affection towards me. Maybe I'll read it from the book too on this particular topic, but I'll do it later.
Okay. You actually mentioned 3 things that you say conspired to save you. One you spoke about, which was the seat, particularly seat 1C. The other you say was the fall. And the third you said was the kindness of people. Could you tell us a little bit about the other 2?
Yeah. So Alia, in response to this, I'm going to read something from the book. But before I read, interestingly enough, this whole AI 171, the Ahmedabad crash, there are certain very startling similarities between 8303 and 171. First is the fact that, Vishwas Kumar and Zubair, they kind of escaped in a very similar way. They were sitting next to the emergency gate and they both kind of either fell or jumped from those gates, so that helped in their survival. The second one is the seat location. So if you look at the configuration of the plane, 11A was right, it was the first seat in economy class and right in front of the entry and exit gate. Mine was, because there was no business class then, mine was the first seat on the economy class, 1C. So essentially it was 11C or his seat was 1A for that matter, if I were to draw an analogy. So that is quite a similar thing as well. Although people believe that there was a fissure when the plane broke and I fell from the fissure, but I think it's also possible that I would have fallen from the exit gate. And this is what happened in case of Vishwas Kumar Ramesh. Interestingly enough, which is not corroborated as yet, but I've read it somewhere, that Vishwas Kumar also got his seat changed at the last minute. He was sitting somewhere else and then he opted to come on 11A. I also got my seat changed, by the way, from 1A to 1C. So these are the startling, in fact, the similarities between the survivor. This thing, اور میں جو آپ لوگوں سے کہہ رہا تھا کہ there is a belief that it is the seat location which kind of helped in my survival. These are the facts that I wanted to share with you. This is page 67, the goodness of people. میں دونوں چیزیں میں cover کروں گا, Alia, about the whole, this thing, the similarities and also the goodness of people. Zubair played an active role in getting himself out of danger. He must have experienced a surge of adrenaline despite sustaining no internal injuries. He had burns across 31% of his body. He still marvels at this and is sure that he was never on fire. The burns were a product of the intense heat trapped inside the plane that, enabled to escape through the plane's damaged hull, had seared his flesh. Now, if they would have not left the plane early, they would have probably met the same fate. And because they were sitting in proximity to the entry and exit gate, they've been able to escape quickly. My escape was much more passive in nature. The change to the aisle seat in the first row, 1C, at the time of boarding played a surreptitious but crucial role in my survival. For some reason, when the plane broke apart, a fissure formed near my seat, thrusting it outwards, away from the burning wreckage. I had lost consciousness seconds before the plane nosedived to the ground and could not attempt an escape. According to eyewitnesses, my seat fell straight onto a third floor rooftop instead of the road. Various independent sources have corroborated this. The angle of the fall reduced the damage to my body. The seat then slid off the rooftop and onto the bonnet of a car instead of landing on the hard asphalt of the road below, further breaking my fall. By then, the plane had crashed into the other end of the street. By some miracle, the men seated in the car I had landed on had been too flabbergasted to react. Although I briefly regained consciousness, I was stuck fast to the seat, now tangled in the car's metal. My back was already burnt, and it was very recently revealed that my spinal cord was also displaced. I do not remember any of this, but I am told that after struggling to free me upon hearing my feeble pleas for help, the men had to call others for assistance. Tanveer, one of the people who escaped me, rescued me, remembers looking back at the red Suzuki just before entering the passage and seeing it go up in flames. A minute and a half earlier, he had been standing on the spot where the fire now raged. He does not know what caused the car to catch fire, but he recalls feeling a wave of relief rolling over him. That feeling of foreboding he had experienced earlier had not been unfounded. They had been working in an unstable area and they had managed to get away with me just in the nick of time. The next thing I remember is waking up in the hospital. As all this was happening, I drove in and out of consciousness far too many times to construct a linear narrative without the aid of these men who risked their lives to pull me, a complete stranger out from the jaws of death. At the time, none of them knew who I was. Rizwan, the other rescuer, says he only found out I was, in inverted commas, important later when the news ran stories of my survival. None of them had any monetary incentive to jump into a seething fire to drag me out. No one had needed convincing. They had run largely unbidden towards the sounds of someone struggling. So that's the goodness of people, really.
It was very traumatic, I can see. If I may ask Sarmad Saab to comment that we are seeing sprawling residential areas very close to the airports, and I believe that this particular plane actually crashed into one of your employees' residence. Could you comment on this?
Airports are, there are residential, mushroom growth of residential areas around our airports, whether it is Karachi or even Lahore. And if you look at Islamabad, you've got every day you hear about a new colony or a new society coming up there. The same is the case with the Ahmedabad crash. They all had around the airport. They were all residential areas and commercial buildings where it crashed. So ایک تو میرے خیال میں یہ بہت بڑا ایشو ہے کہ ہمیں کوشش کرنی چاہیے کہ جو ہمارے ایئرپورٹس ہوں وہ ریزیڈینشیل ایریا سے دور ہوں جتنے ہو سکیں. جیسے ابھی بتایا جو ایئر کرافٹ تھا اس کا ایک میجر جو حصہ تھا وہ جس گھر پہ گرا وہ میرا ایک کولیگ ہے اس کا گھر تھا, اور وہ اتفاق سے اس کی بیوی اور بچے گھر پہ نہیں تھے. وہ اکیلا گھر پہ کھڑا اپنی گاڑی کے ساتھ کچھ کر رہا تھا, جہاز اس کے اوپر گرا, گاڑی بھی گئی, گھر بھی گیا. وہ خود بھی کچھ 6 مہینے ہسپتال میں رہا, اس کی پلاسٹک سرجریز وغیرہ ہوئیں اور اس کی ہڈیوں کی سرجریز وغیرہ ہوئیں. سو وہ اینڈ ہی آلسو گون تھرو دیٹ. مجھے اس کو موقع ملا کہ جہاز سے آیا کیا ہوا ہے اس کے گھر کے اوپر آ کے گر گیا. سو ہمیں یہ سوچنا چاہیے کہ ہم جب پلاننگ کر رہے ہیں, اگر اب ہم سوچ رہے ہیں کہ ہمیں ایئرپورٹس نئے بنانے ہیں تو آئی تھنک وی ہیو ٹو سیریسلی کنسیڈر کہ ہم ایئرپورٹس کہاں بنانے جا رہے ہیں, کیونکہ اگر ہم اسی طریقے سے بناتے رہیں گے اور کرتے رہیں گے تو جو ریزیڈینشیل ایریاز ہیں وہ سب خطرے میں ہوں گے. دوسرا مسئلہ جو ہمارا ہے برڈس کا بہت بڑا ایشو ہے, اس کو کس طریقے سے کنٹرول کرنا ہے, کیا کرنا ہے. ابھی بقرعید ہوتی ہے, ہم گوشت پھینک دیتے ہیں وداؤٹ ریئلائزنگ کہ جی اگر ہم ایئرپورٹ کے آس پاس پھینک رہے ہیں تو پرندے اس کو پکڑیں گے, اور وہ ایک خطرہ ہے ایئر کرافٹس کے لیے جو وہاں سے چل رہے ہیں. بٹ دیز آر دی تھنگس دیٹ وی نیڈ ٹو ایکچولی ایز اے سوسائٹی کنسیڈر اینڈ ایز اے گورنمنٹ آلسو سی کہ ہم پلاننگ کیا کر رہے ہیں. کیونکہ جس وقت ایئرپورٹس بنے تھے شاید اس وقت نہیں تھا اتنا. کراچی جو ہے 1990 میں بنا تو آئی تھنک اٹ واز ناٹ ایز کنجسٹڈ ایز اٹ از ٹوڈے. ہم سمجھ یہ سمجھتے ہیں کہ جی ایئرپورٹس کے پاس جو سوسائٹیز ہوں گی یا ریزیڈینشیل ایریاز ہوں گے ان کی قیمتیں بہت اچھی ہوں گی اور بہت اچھی طریقے سے انویسٹمنٹس ہیں. میرے خیال میں وہ انویسٹمنٹس نہیں ہیں. ہمیں سوچنا چاہیے کہ ہم کر کیا رہے ہیں. ایون دی بلڈرز اینڈ دی ڈیولپرز شوڈ ایکچولی لک ایٹ اٹ کہ ہم کیا کر رہے ہیں. ان کو پرمیشنز دینے سے پہلے جو اتھارٹیز ہیں ان کو بھی سوچنا چاہیے کہ ہم کیا کر رہے ہیں.
Zafar Sahab, would you like to comment on this?
All I can say is that they plan the airport outside, but then residential societies go there. The classic example is Islamabad. It's unbelievable. So we need to, as a society, we all have some kind of responsibility on us to make sure that, we stay away from these things. These are very dangerous things. One of the belief about Ahmedabad crash is, by the way, that there was some kind of, the bird accident also there. So don't know how far that's true, but nevertheless, those things are very dangerous.
Zafar Sahab, could you tell us a little bit about your recovery process, your physical as well as your emotional?
So Alia, the physical recovery, frankly, is an easier piece to handle. It's the emotional and the mental recovery which is the real challenge. And we tend to ignore the fact that mental health perhaps is something we take it for granted. The fact that it is not to be taken for granted. It has to be treated as, or perhaps more important than the physical health. And that exactly happened in my case. So if you're mentally strong, I think you can get over your physical health as well. But to be honest, Alia, I'll tell you one thing. It's really about what kind of support you get from your ecosystem, from your loved ones. Nothing is difficult, mental or emotional or physical, if you have loved ones around you and you have support from your loved ones. This is what I've experienced in my case, and I've been very fortunate. I've been very fortunate that I have some of the best family in this world, some of the best friends, جو یہاں بیٹھے ہوئے لوگ ان کو پتا ہے, and some of the best colleagues. یہ لک صاحب تشریف رکھتے ہیں, who's the MD of OGDCL. He knows. ان لوگوں نے جس طرح it was everybody carried me through was the real reason why I'm sitting here today and talking to you. It's all about the ecosystem. It's all about the way your loved ones carry you through in this kind of traumatic situations.
Absolutely.
I'm going to ask one more questions, and in between we will take 3 questions. So if you want to prepare, please go ahead. Survivor's guilt. You write and let me read. I struggle to attend funerals without wondering if my presence would comfort or torment others. That's an extraordinary burden to carry. Was there ever a moment when you felt unworthy of being the one who lived?
I'll park this right at the end. I'm going to conclude my talk on this because वो जिस तरह मैंने कहा ना हासिल गज़ल जो है ये मेहदी साहब दोनों मेहदी साहिबान यहाँ बैठे हैं दोनों का बड़ा दस्तरस है उर्दू पे इस्तकबाल मेहदी साहब भी हैं और सईद मेहदी साहब भी हैं इनके सामने मैं जसारत करूँगा एक बाल का शेर भी पढ़ूँगा बट आई डू दैट राइट एट द एंड बिकॉज वो हासिल गज़ल इसमें जो है वो ये दो चीज़ें हैं विच आई टॉक अबाउट लेटर.
Do we have any questions?
Usually people in these circumstances find solace in reaching out to other survivors. Have you felt this? Have you done this? Have you reached out to people who have survived similar circumstances? And have other survivors reached out to you?
Yeah, so Karen, I am a very how should I put it? A man with a very small heart. I don't have the courage to approach them and reach out to them, not to the victims' families, not to the other survivors. Because it is not easy to deal with them, and especially in my case, especially with the victims' families. Because you have nothing to add, you have nothing to, except for the fact that perhaps you will trigger some kind of emotional trauma in them, because they will ask their God, why did you give him the miracle and not our loved ones? For everybody is the loved one which is more important. But to be honest with you, I don't have the courage, I don't have any sort of power to approach them. Nevertheless, I did meet with the other survivor. I'm in touch with him, very much so. He is a very nice guy. He's a young guy. He's got life in front of him. Dr. Riaz Janjoy is sitting here. He's after my blood that I need to get married. But, I have my own views on this. This boy has just gotten married in December. And on a slightly lighter note, बहुत ज़्यादा माहौल जो है वो गर्म हो गया. So he called me in November and said that, on 6th of December, he wants me in Karachi. I said, what's happening on 6th? He said, I'm getting married. So I just turned around and told him instinctively. I said, my friend, if you were to jump into this and suicide, you should have died then. Why did you make so much an effort? And now you're getting married on the 6th of December. So I have that kind of relationship with him, and I'm in touch with him. It's not easy to get in touch with people in India, by the way, especially these days. So not in touch with Vishwas Kumar. But yes, Zubair I'm always in touch with.
Whom my face is not familiar. My name is Dr. Riaz Janjoy. I'm the chairman of HBS Medical College and also chairman of Islamabad Healthcare Regulatory Authority. Mr. Zafar Masood is very close to my heart for almost 2 decades. And like the brother, we often talk about personal things. I didn't want to touch this topic, but मेरे sentiments to दोबारा. Having a spiritual background, I have a strong belief that Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala has set rules that if this happens, the result comes this way. But being a Qadr Mutlaq, that is one attribute of Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala. Allah makes exceptions. And Mr. Zafar is one of the exceptions. It's not less than a miracle to survive a plane crash out of those many people. Mr. Zafar is a magnetic personality, very charming, very successful, very handsome. of course,
Athi rakh
if,
diyo, chhod
if
diyo.
Allah has
Kaam pura ho gaya hun sab.
if Allah has made him survive, Allah definitely wants कि Allah इनसे कोई अच्छा काम ले. And I hear and I'm witness to it. He's doing a wonderful job. The kind of programs of Punjab Bank in Punjab with Chief Minister he's doing, they're marvelous. It's sometimes unbelievable what they're doing. Extraordinary service to the humankind. If he was not a banker, he could have been a good model as well. He's that smart. To tell you the truth, if I was a woman and I was not this obese, I would have trapped him and forced him to get married to me. And I wonder what makes it. My desire is that the next book that he launches should be a wonderful journey of seat 1 and seat 1C and seat 2C with his life partner. Thank you.
Honor is the most eligible bachelor as well. We will take one more question.
Okay, we talk about mental wellness. So have you fully recovered from your trauma? And what will you do like for this, mental health? That is such a sensitive issue that in our society, if we suggest anyone, for that matter, that you need to see a counselor, people take it as an insult. So I think this is an untouched domain. So what would you like to do and change the system? So we need a paradigm shift. So I want your thoughts on this.
Thank you. Aapka isme Grami?
Ji, Ira Mumtaz.
In my case, how this whole thing kind of evolved. I've already kind of alluded earlier that it's the mental health which is more important than. And trust me when I say this, it's not. It sounds very light. It sounds a bit funny also, but it's not funny. We all are a little bit off as far as this is concerned, because the world that we are living in right now, if we are not, then there is something wrong with us. So the kind of pressures that we're facing with the social media coming through and all kind of nonsense coming our way, and the way the world is evolving, we all have our own share of mental stresses. And therefore we all perhaps need various degrees of some kind of mental health treatment, assessment and then treatment. In my case, when I was post-crash, I had kind of decided that, irrespective of what people think, and even at the expense of people declaring me as mentally unstable, I need to go through this process. And why do I need to go through this process? Because if I really am mentally mentally compromised, then perhaps I should not be in a position of decision making at all. So this is a responsibility on me to make sure that I am mentally strong enough to be able to take the rational decisions which are required and expected for me to be taken. And that is the time when I decided that irrespective of what people say or what stigma they will attach with me, I need to go through some kind of mental health assessment and then therapy. So 4 months I went through a mental health assessment and therapy. And then when the therapist was okay, he had kind of then told me it's fine really and it's okay, I can go ahead. And then after this book, by the way, what I'm talking to you right now, it's not easy for me. Let me just confess. Every time I read this book, it raises incongruous thoughts in my head. Those ideas which perhaps I'm not even aware of. And every time I read this, it kind of resurrects the whole accident and the episode, which is also not very easy to handle. So after the book launch, I've been very fortunate that I'm receiving a very good response on the book. I am again going through psychotherapy, And I go to the psychotherapist now once a week, because this is something which is important for my well-being and the people in contact with me, because my behavior changes. And more so, my family would know, my friends would know, and my colleagues would know that, I behave in a very irrational way at times. And I realized myself too that perhaps this is a kind of a result of, a consequence of what I'm going through right now by reading this book again and again and reliving this whole accident. It's not just the accident alone, by the way, and I want to emphasize on this point as well. It is also about the fact that this book is about the learnings from the air crash. The thesis of this book is that, as I said at the outset also, the thesis of this book is that if you are individually a good people, then the society will be good, the community will be good, the countries will be good, and this world will be a better place to live. So forget about changing this world. Just change yourself. Just be a good human being yourself, and rest will follow. Let this be a trigger effect on the others. Please don't take responsibility of the entire world. But when I say this and I talk about this, can you imagine what kind of responsibility it puts on me? The way I have to respond and interact with Amir Gauri Saab, or for that matter with Karen just now, or Sandila Saab, or Mehdi Saab. Every time I respond to anybody, Sarmat Saab or Alia, I kind of standing in my own court, in my own witness box, answering to myself, ki, yeah, am I living up to what I'm talking about, or it is something that I'm deviating from? Now, all of this requires some kind of psychotherapy, and I have no harm and shame in saying this. If I'm not physically fit, if I'm not mentally fit, then I should not be in these decision-making positions at all.
Yes.
saying मसला ये है कि हम लोग उन्होंने कहा कि हम हर इंसान को बेहतर इंसान बनना चाहिए, फिर उससे बेहतर सोसाइटी होती है. हमारा प्रॉब्लम ये है कि हम दूसरे में तो तवक्को करते हैं कि वो बेहतर बिहेव करेगा हमसे. हम खुद जिस तरीके से बिहेव कर रहे होते हैं बिल्कुल हम अपने आप को चेंज करने को तैयार नहीं है. हम चाहते हैं कि दूसरा अपने आप को चेंज करे, हम अपने आप को चेंज नहीं करेंगे. और ये दूसरी बात की, मेंटल हेल्थ की बात की, देखिए प्रॉब्लम ये है कि हमने स्टिग्मा लगाया हुआ है, लेबल्स लगाए हुए हैं मेंटल हेल्थ इश्यूज़ के ऊपर, और हम उसको जैसे कोई कहता है कि जी थेरेपी के लिए जाएं या कोई सेटिंग्स के लिए जाएं, तो हम समझते हैं कि जी बहुत बड़ा पता नहीं क्या मत आ गई है कि उसको भेजा जा रहा है. तो वो मुझे अगर हार्ट कंडीशन है तो आई विल गो टू अ कार्डियोलॉजिस्ट. हार्ट कंडीशन भी उसी किस्म की चीज़ है, या मुझे डायबिटीज़ है तो मेरे पेंक्रियाज में कोई इशू है, या किडनीज में कोई अगर इशू आ जाता है किसी के, तो ये भी तो एक पार्ट है ना बॉडी का. बॉडी से अलग पार्ट तो नहीं है. आवर ब्रेन इज ऑल्सो पार्ट ऑफ आवर बॉडी, इट्स नॉट आउट ऑफ आवर बॉडी. तो ऑब्वियसली वहाँ पे भी प्रॉब्लम्स हो सकते हैं. तो वी नीड टू गो टू द स्पेशलिस्ट एंड गेट हिज ओपिनियन और हर ओपिनियन एंड ट्राई टू गेट प्रॉपर treatments or settings or whatever. The problem is कि हमने as a society labels लगा दिए हैं और हमने stigma attach कर दिया है mental health के साथ. Unless that changes, that is जब बात करें ना कि हम खुद change करेंगे, तो हमें उसको change करना चाहिए. We should actually become a driving force कि उस stigma को किस तरीके से हम change कर सकते हैं और लोगों में awareness create कर सकते हैं कि mental health issues हैं क्या.
Absolutely, vulnerability is looked down upon in our society, and it's not considered to be masculine enough, if you're in corporate sector. So that brings me to my next question. What inspired you to write this book? I mean, is it a catharsis or was it really with a purpose?
I believe, Ali, as I said earlier, that, how many people in this world have actually experienced those 30 seconds? These are symbolic 30 seconds. It could be 45, it could be 15, but 30 seconds, I keep on quoting. 30 seconds is how many people have experienced those and come back to tell the tale. I think I owe this to the people, because this, at the end of the day, it may do some good to some people, and that's the whole idea of writing this book, really. Nothing more, nothing less.
And why?
Obviously, एयरक्राफ्ट जा रहा था तो कितनी देर पहले सबको लगा के को पता ही नहीं चला.
But ek to they never announced the stress in the plane, and then it was, as I said, 30 seconds before the thing. I was sitting in the seat where I could see through the
crew and
the door, the cockpit door, through the screen, through the windscreen, and could figure out that that the plane is crashing. It was too close to the habitat. I would say, as I said, really, to my mind, it was merely 30 seconds. It's a very interesting times. It's very quick, 30 seconds, and it's very long, procrastinated 30 seconds as well. लगता है आपको दुनिया खत्म ही नहीं हो रही 30 सेकंड में, और कहीं लगता है कि 30 seconds just
ऐसे गुजर गए.
So how do we prepare ourselves for those 30 seconds? How does one prepare oneself?
So look, on those 30 seconds, this is a very important question, Alia, and this is out of the syllabus, by the way. This is not on your list. So but it's a very important question. Look, on those 30 seconds, when you realize that something you have left behind which you should have done differently or better, then you don't have time to fix that. Time is now. To fix all those things now, always keep this in mind that these are your 30 seconds in life. Always keep that in mind, and you by default will keep on doing things which are right to be done, and you do the corrections which is necessary. Otherwise, at that time you will not have time to correct the course. It will be too late.
If I may ask, why did you choose this title, Seat 1C? I mean, I'm sure it's going to cause a bit of a hysteria. People are going to try and get this particular seat once they're on the next flight.
So to tell you the truth, this wasn't the name. 1C was not the name of the seat. 1C was not the name when I started this book. The name was, Mera bada favorite band hai. This is an Irish band called The Corrs. Their song called Borrowed Heaven. So when I started writing this book, I labeled it as Borrowed Heaven. But then things evolved. There is a general belief, which by the way is now getting reinforced with the Indian Ahmedabad crash, that perhaps the seat location has something to do with the survival. But even at that time, Telegraph has written a report yesterday, quoted PK 8303 in there as well. But they gave a feature on me, and they concluded that this happened because of the seat location. So there is a general belief that my survival has something to do with the seat, which I don't believe in that, by the way. I'm not as religious and as ritualistic as Dr. Saab is, but I have very strong faith, and I believe it was a result of a miracle, nothing more, nothing less, really. Seat location could be the reason for that miracle to happen. So my publisher, on a slightly lighter note, he came to me and said, "Abhi Saeed Mehdi साहब की किताब छप रही है, तो इनको अंदाज़ा होगा publisher का बड़ा major influence होता है." उसने कहा कि जी this name Borrowed Heaven won't work. I have to sell the book. It has to be a name which attract people to buy the book. And he picked the name Seat 1C. Although it's a misnomer, because there is not much discussion about the crash per se, people who've read the book, but post Seat 1C. But nevertheless, I think he did the right thing, because what has turned out to be that people have picked up the book because of Seat 1C, and they ended up reading something else, which I really want them to read and to look in that direction. So that's the background of Seat 1C.
I just want to announce that the book is available here for sale, and we will be, after the talk, having a book signing session. I will ask questions. Just give me a moment, please. What I'd like to ask is that, apart from the trauma of the crash, what challenges did you face while writing the book and after its launch? I mean, were there any unexpected public responses that you're dealing with?
Iram Sahib ne sawal pooch liya, so in a way it's kind of responded already. So if I were to divide my mental state, I would say before the crash to the book, and now post book. The new thoughts that are coming my way after writing the book, for example, मुझे शुरू में मैंने आपसे 30 सेकंड का पूरा जिक्र किया, life before death, life after death नहीं, जो पूरा फलसफा है of life before death 30 seconds वाला, that is something which is a result of these talks. And I really look forward to these talks because the kind of questions that come my way helps me in coming out with the different dimensions of this book, which I wasn't aware of, which were not very apparent to me, and they're now much more pronounced. So, you know, I'm thinking of writing a sequel. Luckily, because Amjad Saqib Saab is writing the Urdu version, I was just sharing with somebody that, you know, the Spanish translation is underway. That shall be out in the next few months as well. But the Urdu version, I'm getting a chapter added in there, which is the result of these talks which are happening. And I guess there may be a sequel coming through of this book, more to do with these learnings that I'm picking up from these book talks than my initial thoughts.
But do you think people actually understand such a trauma without experiencing it?
Acha, this is again, Alia, is a very important question. Look, the important thing is that, and this is one of the ideas of writing the book too. One of the ideas of writing the book was that I'll share with those people, and my wish and hope is that nobody ever faces even an iota of what I went through. Not just the crash per se, but the post-crash also. Trust me, you guys have no clue of how difficult it is. At times, by the way, it's not easy to do physio every day religiously, because that's something which keeps you going. At times, you have to curtail your entire social life. And people who know me, Mehdi Saab yahan, Istiqbal Mehdi Saab baithe hue hain, unko pata hai कि every evening I used to go to 2-3 events, but no longer the case. Bilkul zero. I don't go anywhere because I have to religiously follow. At times you get frustrated. At times you really think कि यार किस मुसीबत में फंस गए, छोड़ो दफा करो, let's move on. Many times I thought about this. So it is something which is not easy to handle and deal with. And therefore, my wish and hope is that nobody experiences it. Since I've experienced it already, I should share it with everyone so that they don't have to go through this, but they will have some kind of learning their way, which help them in setting their priorities and their, life on the right course.
Well, I see that you're on your way to recovery. Last time that I saw you, you were with a stick. So, mashallah, you're walking without that. So, all the best for further recovery. We will take 3 more questions. See,
कुछ किताबें देखी थी जिसमें अल्लाह के मौजज़े दिए हुए थे. Now my wife continues to read those books. लेकिन अगर मैंने अपनी ज़िंदगी में कोई मौजज़ा देखा है वो आप हैं. ये अल्लाह का मौजज़ा भी आप हैं और you are God's gift also. कि you are with us today and you continue. I saw you about ज़फ़र मसूद साहब, मैंने अपनी वालदा के पास कुछ किताबें देखी थी जिसमें अल्लाह के मौजज़े दिए हुए थे. Now my wife continues to read those books. लेकिन अगर मैंने अपनी ज़िंदगी में कोई मौजज़ा देखा है वो आप हैं. ये अल्लाह का मौजज़ा भी आप हैं और you are God's gift also. कि you are with us today. And you continue. I saw you about 2-3 years back in your office, which was slightly close to this tragic incident or happy incident, one would say, as a result that you are here with us. I had 2 questions. एक आपने अभी थोड़ा सा उसमें जवाब दे दिया है. एक मेरा पहला क्वेश्चन ये था कि what prompted you to write this book? Number 1. And number 2, कभी आपको सोते में, कभी ख्वाब में, कभी आपको یہ جو واقعہ ہے یہ آپ کو نظر آیا and you at times feel fearful of this incident, which is not a very easy incident, not a normal incident. It does happen once in 100 years, and it happened with you, and you should be thankful to God Almighty, and we thank you on your behalf.
تھینک یو سر, تھینک یو. ایسا کرتے ہیں 3-4 کوشچن لے لیتے ہیں, پھر میں سب کا رسپانس ساتھ کر دوں.
Okay. The lady at the back, please, پھر آپ سے بالکل پیچھے. پھر ان کے بعد بیٹا آگے.
جی میرا نام تیبیہ بخاری ہے. ظفر صاحب, it's such an honor to have you with us at this important day. My question is کہ this miracle, has it made you feel special, the chosen one? And what are your feelings towards the decline of morality and humanity within our society? How do you feel that? And the people dying around us without a reason. I want your answer to that. Thank you so much.
اٹینشن آپ کو ملی سارے واقعے کے بعد, وہ آپ کے لیے اچھی رہی, بری رہی, ہیلپ فل رہی, اور اس سے پھر آپ نے کیسے کوپ کیا اس فوکس سے, کیونکہ آپ اگر بھولنا بھی چاہتے ہیں تو ہم آپ کو بھولنے نہیں دیتے. یہ سوال پوچھا جائے.
بیٹا مائک آگے لے آئیے گا.
السلام علیکم. بہت سارے سوال آ رہے تھے لیکن میں تھوڑا سا چھوٹا ہی کروں گی. مجھے یہ پوچھنا ہے کہ جنہوں نے آپ کو سیو کیا, ویسے تو اللہ تعالیٰ نے کیا, لیکن جو لوگ آپ کی آئے, آپ کو اٹھایا جنہوں نے, are you still in touch and how closely you are in touch with them? Secondly, آپ کو پتہ ہے کہ اگر کسی بھی جہاز میں ایک بچہ پیدا ہوتا ہے تو اس کا فری ہو جاتا ہے ٹکٹ فار ایور کے لیے. So PIA has given you this facility. And the third thing is, آپ کو وہ کون سا پیسنجر بہت زیادہ یاد آتا, آپ کی آنکھوں کے سامنے آتا ہے جب آپ اس جہاز میں بیٹھے تھے؟ بہت سارے پیسنجرز ہوتے ہیں, ہم لوگ بھی ٹریول کرتے ہیں, اینڈ کسی کے اوپر فوکس ہو جاتے ہیں ہم لوگ. اس کے بعد تو آپ کو کوئی ایسا پیسنجر تھا جو آپ کو بالکل یاد رہا اور وہ بار بار آپ کو یاد آتا ہے؟ مجھے بتا دیں.
بیٹا مائک پیچھے دیجیے گا, بالکل پیچھے.
السلام علیکم. ظفر مسعود صاحب, صباح الدین, میں جرنلسٹ ہوں, کالمسٹ ہوں, پشاور سے تعلق ہے. 7 سال کی عمر میں جرنلزم میں آیا ہوں. Now I am 67. میں پچھلی دفعہ آپ کے اس پروگرام میں آیا تھا, لیکن آپ کے متعلق میں معذرت کے ساتھ کہ کچھ جانتا نہیں تھا, تو میں کچھ کویسچن آنسر کے بعد چلا گیا تھا. بعد میں پتہ چلا تو آپ کو میں نے اتنی کالیں کی وہ نمبر کوئی آپ کا لگا ہی نہیں. تو اتنے
سوال آپ ڈائریکٹ کر لیجیے, ٹائم بہت کم ہے.
اتنے میں مجھے پتہ چلا کہ آج آپ آ رہے ہیں تو مجھے خوشی ہوئی. آپ ان شخصیات میں سے جو پاکستان کی پہچان ہے کسی بھی حوالے سے. آپ اکیلے نہیں رہے, اللہ تعالیٰ نے آپ کے لیے ایک اور آپ کا ساتھی پیدا کر دیا ہے. وہ جو انڈیا کا کریش ہوا ہے احمد آباد میں, اس میں بھی ایک اطلاعات ہیں کہ ایک بندہ زندہ رہا ہے, تو اب آپ کی جوڑی ہو گئی ہے ماشاءاللہ. تو دوسرا یہ, میں کوئی سوال نہیں کرتا آپ سے, سوال کافی ہو گئے ہیں. اب آپ کے لیے سوچنے کی بات یہ ہے کہ آپ کو اللہ تعالیٰ نے اگر بچایا ہے, یعنی وہ نہیں بھی بچاتا, سب کے ساتھ آپ بھی, یا صرف آپ جاتے باقی سب بچ جاتے, یہ تو اللہ کے معجزات ہیں. تو آپ نے کبھی سوچا کہ اللہ تعالیٰ نے آپ کو بچایا کس لیے؟ کیا وہ اللہ کی حکمت کیا ہے آپ کو بچانے میں؟ اللہ کیا چاہتا ہے آپ سے؟
ٹھیک ہے, تھینک
کیا
یو ویری
کرنا
مچ.
چاہ رہے ہیں, کیا اللہ چاہتا ہے کہ آپ کریں؟ یہ آپ کے لیے
ایک سوال یہاں پہ بالکل فرنٹ رو میں, اینڈ دین وی کین آنسر دیز 4-5 کوسچنز. از دیٹ اوکے؟
جی جی بالکل. 6 کوسچن.
خدیجہ آپ.
السلام علیکم, میرا نام خدیجہ ہے. Probably just a continuation of what the gentleman was saying, that we all come here, ہمیں یہ پتہ ہے کہ ہمارا limited time ہے, and at the end that's it, end for you. You came there, you got another lease on life, and you came back. اینڈ وی آل نو ویئر ہیئر فار اے پرپس, ہم کس لیے آتے ہیں, لیکن وہی زندگی کے جھمیلوں میں گزر, آپ کو ایک دوبارہ بہت ریئل چانس ملا ہے پھر سے ایویلیویٹ کرنا, پھر سے آنا. آپ دوبارہ اسی کیریئر میں گئے, موسٹ آف دا تھنگز دیٹ یو نو سملر کائنڈ آف لائف, بٹ آئی وانٹ ٹو نو کہ واٹ چینج ان یور ٹول باکس, واٹ ٹول کٹس چینج, آپ کی کیا چیز پہ فوکس زیادہ ہے, اور ہم لوگ اس سے کیا میسج لے سکتے ہیں, جو کہ ہر کسی کو یہ موقع نہیں ملتا کہ وہ اتنی کلوز دوبارہ لیز آن لائف لے لے. سو واٹ واز دا کور میسج دیٹ یو وانٹ ٹو گیو بیک ٹو اس. تھینک یو.
جی شکریہ. میں پہلے تو مہدی صاحب کے, سعید مہدی صاحب کے کوشچن سے شروع کروں گا. مہدی صاحب آپ کا آنا ہی میرے لیے بہت بڑا آنر ہے, بہت شکریہ آپ تشریف لائے. آپ کنٹریبیوشن اس ملک کے لیے ہیں, ہم سب کے لیے ہیں. سو تھینک یو ویری مچ. آئی ووڈ لائک ٹو ریسیپروکیٹ مائی فیلنگس اینڈ مائی تھاٹس آن دیٹ ون. یہ جو کتاب میں نے لکھی ہے مہدی صاحب, یہ اسینشلی ایز آئی سیڈ ارلیئر آلسو, اٹ واز آئی کائنڈ آف ریئلائزڈ, ایک تو اٹس ان اے وے وہ تھوڑا ڈی این اے میں بھی ہے فیملی کے, تو وہ ہم پنجابی میں آج کل کہہ رہا ہوں, میری کزن کی بھی کتاب آ گئی ہے, ابھی آئی ہے, اس کی کاظم کی پہلے آئی تھی جو میرا خالہ کا بیٹا ہے, پھپھا نے بھی کتاب لکھی ہے, خالہ نے بھی لکھی ہے, تایا نے بھی لکھی ہے, خالو نے بھی لکھی ہے, والد کی بھی کتاب آ رہی ہے. تو ایک تو خاندان میں ڈی این اے, نانا نے تو پتہ نہیں کتنی کتابیں لکھی ہیں سب نے, جان صاحب سے لے کر اور رئیس صاحب تک. تو وہ غالباً ایک کتاب کا ایک کیڑا تھا آلریڈی ان مائی باڈی. سو ایک تو اس نے ٹریگر کیا کہ وہ مجھے تھا, لیکن ٹو بی آنیسٹ ود یو آئی تھاٹ دیٹ دیز آر, جس طرح یہ خدیجہ بھی فرما رہی تھیں کہ دیز آر دا تھاٹس وچ آر unique in nature, and I owe this to share with everybody. And what is the best way to do it is through writing a book, because یہ ایک permanent contribution ہے in this transitory world. This is where I am coming from. وہ ہم جس طرح کہتے ہیں نا پنجابی میں, وہ ہماری فیملی میں سچویشن یہ ہو گئی کہ وہ بیٹھے ہوئے سامنے اشفاق صاحب, ان کو بھی پتہ ہے کہ وہ ایٹ چکو تے ایک رائٹر نکل آندا. لٹرلی آج کل یہ سچویشن ہے. میرے والد کی بھی کتاب جو ہے وہ لکھی جا رہی ہے, تو وہ غالباً وہ ڈی این اے بھی ہو سکتا ہے کہ ہو. یہ لکیلی مہدی صاحب, اور وہ جو ارم صاحبہ پوچھ رہی تھی سے پہلے, انہوں نے وہ مینٹل ہیلتھ پہ بات کی. لکیلی ان مائی کیس آئی فینٹڈ بفور دا کریش. تو وہ جو امریکنس کہتے ہیں نا کرنچ ٹائم, آئی ڈونٹ ریمبر دیٹ کرنچ ٹائم, اینڈ فرینکلی دیٹ از دا ریزن وائی مائی ریکوری ہیز بین مچ فاسٹر. آئی ایم ان اے مچ بیٹر شیپ دین آئی کوڈ ہیو بین if I would have remembered what would have happened in that crunch period. مجھے وہ کچھ یاد نہیں ہے. I don't remember anything. The moment plane started crashing, I fainted, and when I got the consciousness, I was already rescued. So therefore مجھے وہ کچھ یاد نہیں ہے. Thank God کہ مجھے یاد نہیں ہے, اسی لیے میں غالباً ابھی اس میں کچھ تھوڑا سا بہتر سچویشن میں ہوں. ارم, آپ نے پوچھا تھا سوال اباؤٹ دا پیسنجر, کون سا یاد رہتا ہے. پیسنجر تو کوئی نہیں تھا میرے رائٹ سائڈ پہ اکراس دا, اسی کنٹینیویشن میں کہہ رہا تھا, رائٹ سائڈ پہ وہ تھا اسٹیورڈ تھا, میل اسٹیورڈ, اور سامنے 2 ایئر ہوسٹسز بیٹھی ہوئی تھی. اینڈ وہ بہت مجھے ان کا کافی کلیئرلی یاد ہے کہ ہاؤ دے ور ریئیکٹنگ ٹو دا ہول تھنگ. ادروائز آئی ڈونٹ ریمبر anyone at all. I don't know anyone. I didn't know anyone then. بعد میں پتہ لگا بہت سارے جاننے والے تھے اس میں, but at that time I didn't know کہ وہاں پر کون تھا. طیبہ صاحبہ نے سوال پوچھا تھا کہ وہ آپ چوزن ون فیل کرتے ہیں, اسپیشل فیل کرتے ہیں. یقین مانیں روز صبح مجھے یہ ریئلائز کرایا جاتا ہے کہ میں کتنا چوزن ون ہوں اور میں کتنا امپورٹنٹ ہوں اس دنیا کے لیے. لیکن اللہ کا شکر یہ کہ میرے جو پیرنٹس ہیں اور جو میری والدہ ہیں خاص طور سے, اور جو میرے دوست ہیں, وہ ماشاءاللہ پوری ایفرٹ یہ کرتے ہیں کہ مجھے سیدھا گراؤنڈ پہ رکھ کے, یہ جانتے ہیں سرمد بھائی میرے دوستوں کو اچھی طرح, وہ پورا مجھے زمین پہ رکھتے ہیں. اینڈ تھینک گاڈ فار دیٹ. اگر وہ یہ نہ کریں نا تو میں تو تقریباً اس وقت بس ڈاکٹر صاحب کو کہنے کی دیر ہے کہ کوئی جگہ لبو تو ایسی ایک مزار اور بنا لی تو بیٹھ جی جا کے. لٹرلی یہ سچویشن ہے, پیری کا لیول کراس ہو چکا ہے. بٹ آئی thank God that I have some sane people around me who keeps my feet on the ground. یہ جو آپ نے فرمایا تھا compromise on morality, یہ کتاب کا پرپز ہی یہی ہے کہ یہ جو morality پہ اتنا بڑا compromise سوسائٹی میں ہوا ہے, لوگوں کو یہ ریئلائز کرایا جائے اور بتایا جائے کہ what is important in life and how you need to evolve your life and follow your life. That is what my, جس کو کہتے ہیں نا بہت ہی ہمبل سی میری کنٹریبیوشن ہے, کوشش ہے کہ اللہ کرے اس سے یہ فائدہ ہو جائے. اٹینشن بہت ملی ہے جی, آپ ان کے ساتھ بیٹھی ہوئی تھی, آپ نے پوچھا سوال, اٹینشن بہت زیادہ ملی ہے. اچھا, اٹینشن کا معاملہ بھی کچھ تھوڑا سا اس طرح کا ہے کہ آئی کم فرام اے فیملی آف ویری ویل نون پیپل. نہیں, وہ اس چکر میں آپ کے اوپر ایک میرا خیال ہے سائیکولوجیکلی پریشر ہوتا ہے کہ یار آپ نے تو اب وہ ضرورت سے زیادہ اٹینشن مل گئی ہے, ٹو بی آنیسٹ ود یو, بیکاز اب وہ جس طرح میرے والد صاحب کہہ رہے ہوتے ہیں, منور سعید صاحب کو سب جانتے ہیں, آپ سب لوگ جانتے ہیں, منور سعید صاحب کہہ رہے ہوتے ہیں کہ جی وہ اب میں جہاں جاتا ہوں تو وہ کہتے ہیں کہ یہ منور سعید صاحب ظفر مسعود کے والد ہیں. تو God has been very kind and I can't thank God enough. اس کو ہینڈل کرنا ٹینشن کو جو ہے نا وہ بڑا مشکل کام ہے. یہ مل تو شاید جاتی ہے آپ کو, مگر پھر آپ کو جس طرح ریئیکٹ کرنا پڑتا ہے نا, دیٹ از سم تھنگ وچ از ویری چیلنجنگ. آئی ایم ٹرائنگ ٹو کوپ اپ ود دس. بعض اوقات کوتاہیاں ہو جاتی ہیں, غلطیاں ہو جاتی ہیں, انسان ہے, غلطیاں ہوں گی بھی شاید, بٹ کوشش یہ ہے کہ اس ٹینشن کو میں چینلائز کروں ان دا رائٹ ڈائریکشن رادر دین یو نو ڈائیگریس ہو جائیں آپ اس میں. ان ٹچ ود دا, یہ آپ نے سوال پوچھا تھا, فری ٹکٹ کوئی نہیں ملا جی, اور میں نے ان کو حالانکہ یہ کہا بھی تھا,
کہنا چاہیے کہ
میں نے کہا تھا
فار لائف,
میں نے ان سے کہا تھا کہ دیکھیں آپ اس کو نا ڈکلیئر کر دیں فار لائف فار می اینڈ زبیر, لیکن انہوں نے یہ کہا وہ سب ان دیئر وزڈم دے ڈڈنٹ ڈو اٹ. اور میں نے اس کو یہ بھی کنفرمیشن دی تھی کہ میں آپ کو لکھ کے دینے کو تیار ہوں کہ میں ایک بھی کلیم نہیں کروں گا, لیکن وہ زبیر کو فائدہ ہو جائے گا, آپ کے لیے مارکیٹنگ ہو جائے گی, دے ان دیئر اون وزڈم ڈیسائیڈڈ ناٹ ٹو ڈو اٹ. جی, آپ نے غالباً یہ بھی پوچھا تھا کہ اف آئی ایم ان ٹچ ود دی, جنہوں نے مجھے ریسکیو کیا تھا. ناٹ ریئلی, مطلب بہت کوئی, مطلب ان کے ساتھ ان کا کبھی کبھی ان کا میسج آ جاتا ہے, میں کر دیتا ہوں, بٹ کوئی بہت زیادہ اس طرح کا انٹیمیٹ وہ نہیں ہے. آئی جسٹ میڈ اٹ اے پوائنٹ دیٹ وین آئی ریکورڈ اینڈ میں اس پوزیشن میں تھا کہ آئی کوڈ گو آؤٹ آف مائی ہاؤس وداؤٹ ایمبولینس, آئی وینٹ اینڈ سو آل آف دیم, اینڈ دین سنس دین دے ہیو بین ان ٹچ ود می. کبھی کبھی آف اینڈ آن کسی کا میسج آ جاتا ہے تو آ جاتا ہے, بٹ کوئی ایسا ایز سچ وی آر ناٹ سوشلائزنگ, میں ویسے ہی سوشلائز نہیں کرتا, بہت کم کرتا ہوں, وہ کوئی نہیں ہے اس طرح کا. وائی سیوڈ, یہ آپ نے سر سوال پوچھا تھا, وائی سیوڈ آپ نے سوال ہی, جی سر آپ نے کہا تھا کہ وائی سیوڈ. جی سر, جی 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 نہیں سر, نہ فرینکلی اسپیکنگ نہ پہنچا ہوں, نہ غالباً پہنچ سکتا ہوں, اور نہ پہنچنا چاہتا ہوں. اب آپ پوچھیں کیوں نہیں پہنچنا چاہتے, بیکاز اگر وہ حکمت مجھے اندازہ ہو گیا یا میں نے اپنے پہ یہ طاری کر لی بات دیٹ یو نو آئی ہیو بین سیوڈ فار اے پرپز, جو اوپر بھی ابھی کسی نے سوال پوچھا تھا, آئی ایم چوزن ون. میں اس پہ آ رہا ہوں سر. میں ایک گزارش یہ کر رہا تھا کہ میں اس لیے نہیں اس کو زیادہ بروچ کرنا چاہتا, بیکاز دیٹ پٹس این ایکسٹرا برڈن آن یور ہیڈ وچ پروبیبلی میں اس کا متحمل نہیں ہوں, دیٹ آئی ول بی ایبل ٹو کیری اٹ تھرو. آئی ایم اے میئر مارٹل, سمپل انسان ہوں, جو اس کو جو ہے وہ میں نہیں سہ سکتا. لہٰذا میرے لیے امپورٹنٹ یہ ہے کہ مجھے ایک زندگی ایکسٹینڈیڈ ملی ہے, اینڈ آئی ہیو ٹو ڈو آل دا رائٹ تھنگس. اب یہ رائٹ تھنگ بھی جو ہے نا یہ ویری کرتا ہے فرام انڈیویجول ٹو انڈیویجول. وٹ آئی بلیو از دا رائٹ تھنگ, جو میرا ریزلٹ ہے ایز اورینٹیشن, آئی ہیو ٹو فالو دیٹ اینڈ پرسو دیٹ لیٹر ان اسپرٹ اینڈ شیئر ود دی ادرز آلسو. آپ اس سے اگری کریں نہ کریں, یہ آپ کا تھاٹ ہے. میرا اس میں پورا ایک چیپٹر ہے جی ریچولس کے اوپر, جو سب سے کنٹروورشل چیپٹر ہے بائی دا وے, کیونکہ یہ میں بلیو کرتا ہوں اسی بات پہ ریچولس کی. سو جو ریجیڈیٹی آف ریچولز ہے دیٹس اے ٹوٹل ڈیزاسٹر بائی دا وے. آخر میں خدیجہ صاحبہ آپ نے سوال پوچھا تھا ریئر چانس ریمائنڈر. میں ایکچولی ہم ٹاک ختم ہی کر رہے ہیں, تو میں ذرا آخری ریڈ کر دوں اور اس پہ میں اپنی ٹاک بھی ختم کر دوں گا, آپ کا جواب بھی اس میں آ جائے گا. Surviving a plane crash does that to you. It introduces incongruous thoughts you never imagined could exist in your brain. You feel horrified and devastated by the tragedy surrounding you. Yet simultaneously, you also feel relieved at your survival. And despite that relief, you question why you survived. And when the survivor's guilt gain as much as a toehold in your mind, جو آپ بھی عالیہ کہہ رہی تھی, you find yourself wrecked by it. You recognize that what happened was senseless, but you will still search for meaning in the debris left behind. Sir, جو آپ بات کر رہے تھے, it becomes a constant, unrelenting struggle, finding and coming to terms with grief and joy, pain and relief, depression and a renewed will to live all at once. Perhaps the guilt I felt as a survivor could have been channeled into something more productive much earlier. I could have used it as fuel to offer support and compassion to the other victims' families, perhaps. In fact, this guilt has been my primary motivation for creating a more equitable world. So perhaps it is time to subvert the negative association we have with survivor's guilt. If all of us, and ladies and gentlemen, I need your attention on this, because یہ جو میں آپ پڑھنے والا ہوں نا, یہ بہت امپورٹنٹ چیز ہے اور میں چاہوں گا کہ آپ سب کی اٹینشن اس پہ پلیز. If all of us individually see the privileges, wealth or positions we have as proof of our survival in an uneven, unjust world, then we should all have some degree of guilt that propels us to make changes. No regrets, which was the case when I was ready to go at the time of the crash and was all set to face my God, is another sentiment that has made life difficult for me. Every human is a mere mortal. We have to leave this world sooner or later in one way or the other, but we have to keep in mind that when we are leaving this world, there shall not be any regrets whatsoever for not doing some things at all, or perhaps for doing some things differently. With that perspective, all your actions towards humanity and society change for the better. No regrets shall be the hallmark in making decisions in our lives to be a better human being, a better person. It is my hope that this book communicates the urgency with which we need to create an equitable world, and is a damning indictment of the pitfalls of rigidity, narrow-mindedness, and failure to understand the need of others. I believe understanding this urgency is the only way for us to leave behind something worthwhile. I'm going to finish my talk with the couplet of Iqbal, with my apologies to our foreign friends from abroad. I can't translate it in Urdu because it will lose the essence altogether. In English, it will lose the essence altogether. So this is what is happening now. Allama Mahbub Iqbal says, نکالا ہم کو جنت سے فریب زندگی دے کر. نکالا ہم کو جنت سے فریب زندگی دے کر, دیا پھر شوق جنت کیوں, یہ حیرانی نہیں جاتی. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you very much, Zafar Saab, for golden words, and Sarmad Ali Saab for your presence at the occasion. Zafar Saab is available for your talk and book signing for a short bit.
ضرور بالکل.
So please, you may buy the book, and we are here, right here for that. Thank you everyone for coming.